Top of the morning to ye, lads. How are you doing this morn?
You know we record these at midnight, right?
Well, it's morning somewhere. Probably Ireland.
I just don't know enough about geography to dispute that.
Good, because it's not important anyway. The important part is we have a show to do. Welcome back to Scared of the Dark. It's the show where we go over each and every episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? And today, we're watching The Tale of Jake and the Leprechaun.
That really doesn't sound scary.
Yeah, is he gonna steal our Lucky Charms?
Hey now, that's racist. Maybe. Probably. Let's just not say it anymore. And anyway, leprechauns are more than just serial mascots, so like our other episodes, let's approach it with an open mind, yeah? The Tale of Jake and the Leprechaun is about a boy who stars in a play when he notices something off about his co-star. Sure, we've seen it before, but have we seen it with full-on toad transformation? I think not. So, let's get out our shillelaghs and catch us a leprechaun. Let's go. We start our episode with Gary addressing the group, saying that Frank won't be telling the story tonight, and instead is passing the duties off to Eric. Eric lets the society know that his grandfather recently died, and he wanted to tell a story in his honor. Eric's grandpa was from Ireland and used to tell him stories of the pixies and the leprechauns, and fills in the group on what their customs are. After explaining the trade rules with leprechauns, Eric begins his story, The Tale of Jake and the Leprechaun. In the story, we see a young boy wandering a forest at night before he's jumped by a troll man. The boy screams until an old man hops out of a tree and gets to action in a sword fight. The boy runs off but trips, causing the director to call cut. Turns out it was Jake in rehearsal to star in his very first play, Will-o'-the-Wisps. Jake never acted on a production this big before, and gets nervous that he's dragging the actors down when he notices his co-star Aaron drinking a mysterious tea that he claims gives him good luck. Jake asks the PA for the recipe before rehearsing his lines with old Aaron. Immediately we learn that Aaron is a little more eccentric, claiming the magic of the theater can transport you into another realm and make you a magician. His exact words.
Let it transport you into another realm and make you into a magician.
The next day, Jake is on the hunt for the ingredients to brew the tea and checks out a local greenhouse run by a little man named Sean O'Shaney, who claims that Jake has the glamour.
You're the one who has the glamour.
When Jake asks what that means, Sean just says, "Don't worry about it." Confused, Jake decides to proceed with his tea quest and hands Sean the ingredient list. And Sean takes great offense, slamming the ingredient list on the ground and cursing Jake till he runs away. Something weird is going on in Irish Springs, and using my context clues, I think I have an idea what it is.
The old guy is a leprechaun.
Obviously, if it was the little guy, that would be too on the nose. And also, leprechauns are kind of mischievous tricksters, and Sean seemed kind of like an upstanding guy.
Have a lot of experience with leprechauns?
No, but I ate a box of Lucky Charms once and got pretty bad diarrhea. If I had to blame anybody, it's that little prick on the box.
Has anyone ever told you that you share just a little too much?
A few HR departments, but who really cares about district-mandated sensitivity training? Anyway, Jake is meeting some pretty interesting guys. Things are looking a little fishy though, so let's tune in and see how he handles this. Back on the production set, we see Jake's character begging Aaron's character to make him a leprechaun like him. Aaron's character begins dancing and rhyming to begin the ritual. Jake notices halfway through the act his voice starts changing and panics.
Turn me now into a spirit bright and leave behind the human plight?
Aaron tries to make him keep going, but ultimately the director calls cut. Aaron is disappointed in Jake for not committing, and tells him that he has the gift of glamour and he needs to use it. After rehearsal, Jake goes back to the greenhouse to see Sean, who is still upset, but Jake wants to know why. Sean thinks Jake is pulling a trick on him and refuses, but Jake is still confused and wants to know what is happening. Eventually, Sean lets Jake explain his situation, and he lays out all the details of the production and how things start to get strange. Sean seems to know exactly what's happening, but doesn't tell Jake what it is, instead saying he will be at the next rehearsal of his play. At the rehearsal, we see the same scene of Jake and Aaron doing the leprechaun transformation ritual. when Sean panics and drops sandbags from the catwalk to disrupt the spell. So now Sean explains that something is going on and shows Jake his reflection.
Take a deep breath and look at yourself.
Sean says the spell is real and making him into a changeling because he has the glamour. Jake can't believe Aaron would do this, but Sean knows he would and wants to see his dressing room. The two head downstairs to Aaron's room and set off the fire alarm, drawing him out and letting them dig through his stuff. Jake and Sean see Aaron has a strange shrine dedicated to Jake, proving he was casting a spell on the boy. Sean digs through as many herbs and potions before finding what he needs, then both hide under the bed just before Aaron comes back. In the dressing room, we see Aaron remove his false ears and disrobe, showing he has an odd growth of fur on the middle of his back. As Aaron sits at his desk humming to himself, Jake and Sean sneak out. Okay, so Aaron is definitely something, but I'm not sure it's a leprechaun anymore.
Are leprechauns usually so hairy?
Yeah, they have hairy feet.
Those are hobbits, dumbass.
Either way, I'm pretty sure that thing isn't a leprechaun. If anything, this should be called Jake and the Pixies, because it's kind of just all of the lore, not just leprechauns.
Jake and the Pixies also sounds like a 90s alt band.
So something is going on here. Aaron is definitely plotting the downfall of young Jake, but what exactly is he trying to do? Let's tune in and find out. Back at Sean's cabin, he explains that Aaron is a banshee, the cruelest type of pixie. Banshees live off the type of tea Jake was looking for, which is why Sean was so rude to him earlier. Sean also explains that every 7 years a banshee has to feed on a human soul by turning them into a changeling, which is what he planned to do with Jake. Jake says that he's going to quit the play and call his parents and the police, but Sean says it's too late for that. He's already half a changeling, and they need to reverse the process. Sean hatches a plan that Jake will put in motion on opening night of the play, which we jump forward to. Jake and Sean are backstage before the finale of the play, and Sean tells him he has 3 steps to take to defeat Aaron. Step 1. Be fearless, which he proves by swallowing a spider whole. Sean then sprinkles dust on Jake and chants a rhyme before saying, Step 2 is to give Aaron a taste of his own medicine by forcing him to drink the potion Sean brewed. And finally, Step 3 is to spellbind Aaron, locking eyes with him and transferring the power of the spell off of Aaron and to Jake. Seems simple enough, and before we know it, Jake and Aaron are on stage performing the spell once again. But this time Jake is full of confidence and stares Aaron down before handing him Sean's potion. Aaron sees right through the game and tosses the potion away, causing Jake to lose his spellbinding gaze. Aaron, in full banshee form, appears behind Jake and tells him there's nothing he can do now, causing Jake to fall into a corner and beg the audience for help.
Help! Help somebody! This is really happening!
You're made forevermore!
Before the play can stop, Sean appears in the tree, much like Aaron in the beginning of the episode. It seems Sean and Aaron have crossed paths before, but then Aaron was going by the name Gort. Aaron blasts the tree with a magic spell and Sean goes missing. Aaron goes back to his speech about how nothing can save Jake and turns him into a toad. As Aaron celebrates finally taking the boy, Sean reappears and reveals that he has Aaron's tail and proposes a trade. As Eric in the Midnight Society told us before the story started, any pixie must accept a trade when offered to them. Aaron gets his tail back and Sean gets Jake, but without Jake's soul to feed on, Aaron simply disappears into nothing, and Jake turns back into a human. Somehow the crowd followed the whole saga and gives the two a standing ovation. Story over. Back at the Midnight Society, Eric explains that the play was never performed again, and Aaron was never heard from again, and the group gives him a standing ovation as well. So Sean was the leprechaun all along, and was using Jake to settle his score with Aaron, or Gort, or whatever his name was.
I always thought leprechauns were tricksters, but Sean seemed pretty helpful.
He did help, but in a way that was kind of deceptive. He never fully told Jake what his plans are. Like, he 100% planned on Jake turning into a toad, and then taking out Gort that way. Aaron Gort, whatever you want to call him.
Was the spell he casted backstage on Jake even real?
Really, I wouldn't be surprised if that whole ritual with the glitter was fake, and he just sent him out there to get hit by the toad beam. This whole episode hinges on Sean using this boy as bait.
But at least Jake got a cool hat.
Yeah, and Eric and the Midnight Society had the same hat. Is Jake Eric's grandpa? Mystery. I did like the costume design in the episode. And they kind of get away with some because it's a play. So it doesn't have to look great. It's a play within a play, so you get some more leeway and some cheesy costumes. They did step up the creepy factor when they did go into Aaron's lair, though, so that's pretty cool. It's just, I don't really feel that strongly about the pixies in general. They just don't move the needle for me.
The band or the creature?
Both, really. But I mean, leprechauns are kind of saturated in media with a specific image that we're kind of given for them, and they're often just kind of like jolly tricksters. It's not like the whole pixie lore is just, they're called pixies. That's not frightening. Who cares? That's just my thought, and it's hard to get over when you're trying to watch something scary. That's all I'm saying. And because of that, I'm going to have to give The Tale of Jake and the Leprechaun 2 shillelaghs out of 5. Check it out. Especially if you're going overseas and you are planning on starring in a play. Or I guess you could do it here. You know, the art of theater is worldwide. But just if your co-star is trying to make you read a spell on stage, it might be a real spell. You know, this can apply to like witches. Witches do spells. Am I right? Witches be doing spells. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I'll see you guys next time.
I wouldn't miss it for all the suds in Dublin.